Nevada.
So we can have more people together.
Do you see this, guys? This is really intense.
Watch and see what happens now. We're waiting for everybody to get on. Say hi to my people. Watch what happens now. Amtrak. Everybody look. Weirdos. We're just being weirdos right now. I look a mess.
Well, I always look a mess a little bit.
My eyeliner's running.
Are people commenting? Oh, Kianga. Hey, Kianga.
Is watching.
How's it going?
So
okay, so I'm gonna actually finish, and we're just gonna use yours.
There you go.
Great. Okay.
So tell them, Winnie, where you were today.
So Linda and I got up really early this morning, and we went to the train station, and we came to Washington D.C., where we met up with Adi Barkan and Bob Land and Liz.
Tell them who Adi Barkan is, so everybody knows what's going on.
Adi Barkan is a longtime activist and an organizer with the Center for Popular Democracy. And he has been doing really important work for almost a decade. And he's just a wonderful activist and a really great human being. And very recently he was diagnosed with ALS. I think about a year ago.
Yeah.
And so he has gone from being a very healthy and vital 32-year-old, 33-year-old man to someone who is experiencing the symptoms of a really rapidly advancing neurological disease. And so he has a young child, and he has a wife.
And his baby's name is Carl.
Baby Carl. And so we came to support him in this sort of last-ditch attempt to get some of these Republican senators to vote no on the GOP tax bill.
So for those of you who are my people on my Facebook Live, and I think somebody asked a great question, this right here, this lady right here, is named Winnie Wong, and she is the founder, one of the co-founders of People for Bernie. And she's one of the most amazing organizers you will ever meet in the entire country. And she has awesome Twitter fingers, and she will troll you to make you do what she needs you to do. So we've been trolling members of Congress and the Senate along with Winnie. So today was a pretty sad day. Adi Barkan and a couple of other folks, many with people with disabilities, and Councilmember Brad Lander got arrested in civil disobedience. Winnie and I got arrested last week to defeat the GOP tax scam, and I think that this is a great opportunity to learn about what's about to happen. I mean, 5 million people getting kicked off of Medicaid, taking away the individual mandate for health insurance. So basically the Affordable Care Act is going to get gutted, so that this is just another way of them taking away our health insurance. They took away from help me out here. They took CHIP away, which, as you know, is health insurance for young children under the age of 18 who are low income. So basically these Republicans are trying to scam us. And we have been coming back to DC literally for the past 2 weeks because we're just not having it. And they think that we're fools and we don't know what's going on. But our two mamas, her Chinese mom and my Palestinian mom, they didn't raise no fools. So we know that we're being scammed by the Republican Party, and we're going to keep standing up. So we're going to have to keep coming back to DC as many times as we can. We went to tell them about when we went to Senator Susan Collins' office and what happened to us there.
So Adi and some of Senator Collins' main constituents had prearranged a meeting for Adi and the constituents, and Linda and I thought we would join the meeting, and we also brought along with us a reporter from the New York Times, along with a number of other reporters who were very interested in reporting on this, what we think is an underreported story, although it is gaining much more visibility in the media. And her chief of staff was not really accommodating to our embedded reporter, and really
Winnie's being really nice right now. He threw
us out.
He basically
he threw us out. He said, "Get out." And we have photos to prove it, because we have Keisha over here, our Women's March photographer, who's joined us, who captured all the photographic evidence.
She was Keisha documented everything. They basically, so think about this for a second. So here we are in the country, democracy, freedom, transparency and all this other stuff they tell us. And the chief of staff for Susan Collins kicked me and Winnie out.
And the reporter from the New York Times, who was like, I don't want to start any trouble. I'd love to be in here, but if you don't want me in here, I'll go.
So basically a reporter from the paper of record who's basically there to kind of listen and be part of the meeting and report about what was going to be said in the meeting by these people from Maine who are her constituents, got kicked out of the meeting. Like, what was so secret about you meeting with your constituents about this tax bill that is going to impact them? So Winnie and I got kicked out with a New York Times reporter from Susan Collins' office, and that's pretty much what happened today. But we did have some light. We did go meet. We went to say thank you to Uncle Bernie. Bernie is fighting for us. He basically was at the conference meeting today and told all the Republicans that they were basically all sham. It was all a sham, and it is a sham. And I hope that you all are calling your members of Congress and telling them that you hope they do not vote for this tax bill. Winnie, tell them what the number is again.
So I have this number memorized. It's 202-224-3121. Keep calling. Leave a message.
Say it again and say it slow, because my people is a little slow.
202-224-3121. Call. Leave a message. Call again. Call and ask for Susan Collins and Jeff Flake and John McCain. They are our best hope right now. Even though they've said yes, they could still change their mind if we keep up the pressure.
Thank you, Rosemary, for putting that number in. I appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you, Michael.
I mean, let me give you guys some sort of top line numbers here on how this tax bill will affect everybody in this country. Within the first year, $25 billion will be taken away from Medicaid. Over time, we're looking at a $400 billion cut to Medicaid. So this means that people with disabilities, senior citizens, people with long-term health problems, low-income people will not have access to health care at all. So this really just means that people will die.
Like, literally, people, like, listen to me here. I want you to listen very carefully. This is not like we're trying to be cool and we're like, oh, let's be activists and go demand justice. No, literally, people will die. Like, literally, imagine you being able to look back 10 years later and be like, I wish I could have done something because someone in my family is not going to be able to have access to health insurance. Like, Adi Barkin has ALS. He may not be able to afford to have a ventilator just so he can spend more time with his son. Like, there are people who may be getting treatment for terminally ill diseases and maybe because of pre-existing conditions won't be able to get health insurance. Like, literally, this is a matter of life and death for some people. And for low-income people, this is not going to help you. People think, oh, we're going to get some, like, tax cuts. No, the tax cuts are not for us. The tax cuts are for the billionaires. And this is the problem in this country. This is all about donors. It's all about the lobbyists. I mean, there was how many? Over 500 lobbyists worked on the tax bill, and how many Democrats were able to read the first the Senate vote that the Republicans didn't even have like 5 hours and literally were trying to read it on Facebook Live. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. There has been no public hearings. There have been no economists, no mayors, no governors sharing the impacts that this will have on states. The other thing that people don't know too, for those of you who send your children to public schools, especially in low-income communities, our public schools are already struggling. Our teachers are already struggling. We are laying off teachers across the country. So what happens with this tax bill is that they will tax our city and state taxes. So before this bill, our city and state taxes went directly to fund things like public schools. And the federal government did not tax our city and state taxes. But now, under this bill, the federal government is going to tax our city and state taxes, which means what? Less money for our teachers, less money for our public schools that are already struggling. So please, 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 that number is in the comments. Call the number tomorrow. That's the switchboard, which means you can call and ask for to be directed to your member of Congress and say you want them to vote against the tax bill, the tax bill, the tax bill. No to the tax bill. So please, please do whatever you can. We're not asking you to come and do civil disobedience like us. We're not telling you to pay for a train ticket to come to Washington, D.C. We're telling you to pick up the phone tomorrow morning and call your member of Congress and say, please, please vote no on the tax bill.
And you can also add that if they don't vote no on this tax bill, you are going to vote them out of office.
2018, I'm telling you, we have a lot of power. If we can win in Alabama, let me say that again. If we can win in Alabama, we can win anywhere. So please, 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 tomorrow, call your member of Congress and say, literally, people's lives are on the line. Your parents, if you have seniors, elders in your family, if you have young children who are on health insurance, if you're a young person, if you're a student and have student loans, like, everybody's screwed, except for a few very wealthy people who are going to benefit from this. So please, please, please call your member of Congress. We're not asking you to do much. We all have access to a phone. Send an email, whatever way you want to communicate, but please say no to this tax bill.
Or tweet at them, but do not pull out all the stops.
Mm-hmm.
Pull out all the stops, because we have a very short amount of time before we can stop this, and it's actually not looking good right now, and that is actually the reality.
So the reason why me and Winnie are Facebook Living you is because based on what we saw today and based on the meetings that we had, it's not looking good, and we need as many people to call. Like tomorrow, jam those phone lines. Every member of Congress, please, 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 please call your member of Congress. Sarah Scanlon just posted the number again.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. And thank you, Megan. So please, we love you. Thank you, Jonathan. So please, please, tomorrow, we love you. Just call. We have until when are we thinking? It came out of conference today.
Monday or Tuesday, I think, is like when they want to wrap this up, and we're going to be in Michigan for the next couple of days, but we're going to come back, and we'll probably be back in DC on Monday.
Yeah. So the vote might be on Monday or Tuesday, but basically we want people to call Thursday, Friday, Monday. Just keep calling, tweet at them, email them, tell your mother to call, tell your next door neighbor to call, tell your colleagues, tell everybody. We really, really appreciate you. We need all hands on deck right now. Like, this is really serious. Like, what we have been witnessing for the weeks that we've been coming and watching people tell us that they would literally die if this tax bill is passed, because it's just another veiled attempt at taking away our health insurance, and it's really unacceptable that we live in a country where people are fighting to live. So please, please, tomorrow, promise us that you will call your members of Congress. The resistance is alive and well. About 50 people got arrested today, including Adi Barkin and Councilmember Brad Lander and our friend Michael and a whole bunch of other wonderful people from around the country. So we appreciate you. We're gonna stay out here fighting for you. So if you're looking for me and Winnie, we're either on a train on Amtrak,
or in jail,
or sitting in a jail somewhere.
Yeah, we're either on the train, Twitter, or in jail.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we love you all, and we're fighting for you because you are worth it. Winnie's worth it. I'm worth it. Adi's worth it. We are all worth it. So make sure that you remind these members of Congress and these senators that they work for you. Their salary is paid by your taxpayer dollars. So you're not asking them for favors. You're telling them to do what they're supposed to do. You're asking them to do the right thing by their constituents and to vote in our best interest. So we love you all. We appreciate you, and we will be back to give you some updates when we get some.
On Monday.
On Monday.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.